Greetings one and greetings all. My name is Darkstone, and welcome back to Darkstone Plays Slay the Princess. Slay the... Hold on, I probably should have expected this, but I just moved my arm in front of... never mind. Not important. Let's just
You're on a
get right back
path
into
in the
this.
woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess.
Here's a princess.
You're here to slay her.
Yeah. What do I want to say this time? Have you maybe considered that maybe I'm okay with the world ending?
Of course I haven't. Why would I even consider that? Nobody wants the world to end.
I don't know. Some people do.
I mean, maybe some people do, like nihilists or very, very evil people, but surely you're not one of those, right?
Your uncertainty is rewarding. Have I said everything else before? I feel like I have, actually. Maybe I haven't. Maybe I have. I don't know. Let's just get right back to it then.
You make your way up the short path to the cabin. You'll find the princess within.
Alright then.
We're not going to go through with this, right? She's a princess. We're supposed to save princesses, not slay them.
I mean, that is what we're supposed to do, but let's keep our mind open.
Ignore him.
Keep him
He doesn't know
guessing.
what he's talking about.
He knows a bit.
The interior of the cabin is almost entirely bare. The air is stale and musty, and the floor and walls are painted in a fine layer of dust. The only furniture of note is a plain wooden table. Perched on that table is a pristine blade.
Boring.
The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
But do I want to do this right? Or do I want to do this fun? I'm entering the basement.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a staircase faintly illuminated by an unseen light in the room below. This is an oppressive place. The air feels heavy and...
Skip. Alright, let's see. How do I want to... I'm here to save you.
Wait, really? You're here to rescue me? I was starting to think I'd be stuck down here forever.
I see. You're trying to get her to lower her guard. It's a gamble, but it might work.
I guess so. I just wanted to do
Come
that.
downstairs. I want to see the face of my rescuer.
She has no idea.
You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall of the basement. She's beautiful. How could someone like this be a threat to anyone?
She could have her ways.
I am begging you to stay focused. There's a lot riding on you here.
Yeah, whatever.
Hi. I can't believe you're here. I've been waiting for something like this to happen forever. I hope you brought
That's
something
sad.
to deal with these chains.
I did not.
You were lying when you said you were here to rescue her, but regardless of your intentions, breaking her out of those chains would be a big mistake. Don't even try it.
Maybe. Let's talk a bit first.
Oh, Okay.
Right, so let's. What does she say in response to this?
Of course I'm locked up down here for a reason.
Not the best response.
I don't actually know what that reason is, but you don't just stuff a princess in a basement and throw away the key without there being some sort of an explanation, right?
I mean, some people do.
You have all the explanation you need, and you should know better than to trust whatever she comes up with.
I think there were some. Hold on. If I say this, I want to see for myself. I'm not sure. I'm still not sure what to believe.
Is that why they threw me down here? But I don't want
Okay,
to
so the
hurt
same
anyone.
thing.
I like the world, I think.
I think the same thing.
I
She said
don't
the same
remember
thing,
much
actually.
about it, to be honest. I've been down here for so long.
That's... How long has she been locked away?
Too long?
Did they tell you how I'm supposed to end the world?
No. No, but I'm sure they have their reasons for keeping that information secret from me.
I appreciate the vote of confidence.
What if they're bad reasons, though? If they had good reasons for thinking I was dangerous, wouldn't they have shared them with you? I don't want to hurt anyone. I just want to leave.
Fair.
At the end of the day, whatever the two of us have going on down here is about trust.
Okay, that's what the other version of her said, but I don't think this is what she said last time. Wait, no, not last time. The second route.
Whoever sent you to slay me claimed I was a threat to the world, but they didn't tell you why.
Fair.
I don't trust that. And I don't think you do either, or you wouldn't have come down here to talk.
Maybe.
She has a point. We're talking like this for a reason.
So this shouldn't be about what I'd do if I got out of here, or me saying the right thing to convince you to save me. This is about how messed up this whole situation is. This is my life we're talking about.
That is a good point.
Do you really think I can even end the world? Why would I even want to?
I don't know.
We both know that if there's people we can't trust in this situation, it's whoever locked me down here, and it's whoever sent you here. And those two groups are probably one and the same.
Probably.
Don't let her turn the tables here. This isn't about trust. This is about risk. We stand to lose everything, all for the sake of one person, and a subjugating monarch, no less.
She doesn't really seem all that subjugating to me. Actually, this... No, I don't want to say it. Okay, I'm going to get you out of here. Don't make me regret this.
You're only making this more difficult.
I'll take my chances.
Thank you, and you won't. I promise.
Alright.
You're making a huge mistake.
I am making progress.
No, you're doing the right thing. You walk up to the chains binding the princess to the wall and give them a tug.
Alright,
They're
that makes
large and
sense.
heavy, far too solid for you to even imagine trying to break them apart.
I'm guessing you don't have the key?
Nope.
Maybe it's somewhere upstairs.
Possibly.
Doubtful. Whoever locked the princess away down here intended for her to never see the light of day. They wouldn't...
Alright, let's go check.
Okay, I'll be here. Good luck.
You attempt to make your way out of the basement, but the door at the top of the stair... Is someone else here?
Well, that's
You make your
unfortunate.
way to the bottom of the stairs. This would have been so much easier if you'd just taken the blade like you were supposed to.
I know what I'm doing.
Easier for whom?
For him.
Easier for everyone. Look at the
Not
mess you're
necessarily.
in.
I heard the door slam. They locked you down here too, didn't they?
Seems like it.
There's a slight panic rising in the princess's voice.
If I could just get out of these chains, I know we could force our way out of here together.
Music snaps or switches.
She barely hesitates before raising her arm to her mouth, her teeth tearing through her limb with the determination of a trapped wolf.
You know, like I said in the second part, I don't think human teeth are able to do that.
As she rips her flesh from her bone, a sound comes from behind you, the clang of bouncing metal.
At first, let me just... hold on.
It's the blade from upstairs, or we could use it to... You won't like what happened.
Let me do something real quick. Overwrite this save. I want to show you something.
Fine. Against your better judge, you can't.
Let's just skip through that.
The blade is sharp, and her limb, she didn't so... No. She smiles so... How is she still smiling?
Thank you. Now let's get out of here.
Approach the locked door.
We won't have any of that. As the princess... Wait, this... Watch me.
What are you...
Wait a second. Hold on a second.
Stop that.
Something's come over you, hasn't it?
Your body lunges forward. The blade... But the princess dodges. Stop it. Stop.
Okay, now it's grayed out. Yeah, that's what the entity was talking about. You can't go to the same chapter 2 twice in one run. But I want to do this. Load? Yeah, load. Yeah, I want to do it here.
Without hesitation, you bring the blade down and plunge it into the princess's back. Finally. The wound drives her to the ground. Okay. There's no going back now. I'm with you to the end.
You know, human teeth aren't... They don't do that, I'm pretty sure.
You bastard. Were you lying to me this whole time?
Kind of, actually.
The princess pushes away from you, the motion ripping the blade from her back. Wounded, but still alive, she crouches on all fours in the corner of the room and meets your eyes with the ferocity of a cornered predator.
You've made a terrible enemy, and there's nothing in the world that can possibly save you from me.
I have a
I
knife.
thought we had the upper hand, but it's as if she's barely even threatened by us.
I have a knife.
It's an act. She's wounded and unarmed. There's nothing she can do to hurt you. I'm not so sure. Don't waver now. As you ready your blade to deliver a lethal blow, she lunges at your legs with the same animal ferocity she used to tear at her arm. Your blade cuts into her again and again as you're tackled to the ground, your body racked with pain as she rips into you with tooth and claw.
Yeah, they're not supposed to be that sharp.
Forget about trying to rescue her. This is about survival now. Give her everything you've got.
Alright.
Though your nerves are seizing with pain, you know you've done your fair share of damage as well, your blade having left deep gashes in the princess's back. You seize a moment of hesitation to throw her off of you and shakily push yourself back to your knees.
We can still turn this around.
It is time to make a choice. Finish the job.
You steel your resolve and take another step closer to the princess. You probably won't make it out of here alive, but you can still make sure that she won't make it out of here either.
How did this happen? I have the upper hand.
Excuse me? What's this about not making it out of here alive?
Do you think this is what I wanted to happen? I have a duty
Maybe.
to state the facts of the situation, and honestly, it's a miracle anyone in this room is still standing right now. Don't act so surprised.
You could at least give me the illusion of hope.
Can you not feel all those gashes and holes pulling you apart? If the princess doesn't do you in here, blood loss is certain to finish the job.
Alright, well now you're distracting me.
You take another step forward, and the princess lunges towards you. The two of you enter one last exchange, a flurry of blade and claw and fleshy ribbons, and then you stop. Neither you nor princess able to go any further.
Yeah, but no, he could have just not described half the pain, because like that's a distraction. I can operate better without distractions.
You collapse on the ground, and the princess collapses beside you. Blood pools around you both, and you watch each other fade away.
After all this time alone, I thought I'd finally found a friend, but you were just another monster, weren't you?
It's all a matter of perspective.
Silence as the room starts to get fuzzy around you.
Oh.
You've paid a terrible price, but you've saved us all. It's over.
Was it worth it? Not really.
If you think this is it, you're sorely mistaken. One way or another, I'll make sure you pay for this.
Can't really do that when we're dead.
But you don't have time to worry over such things. Everything goes dark, and you die.
The end. Chapter 2. The Witch.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess. You're here to
We're
slay
right
her.
back at the start.
If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
What do I want to say this time? But I already slew the princess. Sure, she also killed me, but I definitely got her. Why am I here again?
I can assure you that you didn't slay her and that she didn't kill you. People don't just spring back to life after dying, and the two of us are meeting for the very first time.
I'm not too sure about that one.
If he doesn't remember what happened, then maybe it's best to keep it that way.
Maybe.
Brilliant. We need to keep our cards close to our chest, and I'm not sure we can trust him.
I don't trust you either.
You know I can hear you, right? It's going to be a lot harder than you think to keep secrets from me. Did I say I'm not sure we can trust him? Slip of the tongue, bit of the old brain fog. I meant to say that we should probably head over to the cabin and slay that princess. We already know we can't trust her, so let's get on with the show.
Can't trust the narrator either. This guy, he's playing to look out for number one. Let's assume I'm telling the truth. Why should I bother doing this?
Those are two very different questions, but fine, I'll indulge you if that's what it takes to get you moving.
Okay.
Let's say for a moment that this really is the second time you've met me, or at least a version of me.
Okay.
You died last time, which probably only happened because you didn't listen to me.
I mean, not exactly.
We were just weighing our options in a morally ambiguous situation. You can't blame us for weighing our options.
You know what? He has a point.
We did our best with the information we were given. And we did kill her.
Yeah.
And yet you still died, didn't you? So congratulations. You've been given another chance to actually do this right.
Well, we'll see about that. Let me think about it.
And I believe your other question was something along the lines of, oh, what's the point of doing anything? If you're asking that, it sounds to me like you're making the rather dangerous assumption that your actions last time around didn't have any consequences.
Actually, before I go on, let me think about the voices that we've seen in this run so far, because like who else has actually repeated? Because like first time it was Skeptic and Broken, I want to say, in chapter 2. Well, no, Skeptic in chapter 2, Broken in chapter 3. Then it was Smitten and Paranoid, still unique voices. Then it was Cold and Opportunist, unique up to that point, but now we have Opportunist once again. Okay, so the first repeat.
What do you mean? Of course there weren't any consequences. We killed the princess killed us, and now everyone's right back where they started. That sounds pretty consequence-free to me.
Basically, yeah.
Yes, but in this purely hypothetical scenario, that begs the question of how you got back here. Did time simply rewind itself, or were you instead transported to a different world entirely?
Options.
Had you failed to slay the princess, what would have happened to everyone in the place you left?
I mean, we didn't fail, so who cares?
That's a very good point. This princess character seems like a lot of trouble, and if you think about it, actually slaying her probably breaks us out of this cycle, right? We don't want to be stuck here forever, do we?
Again, we already did that.
You're laying it on a little thick, aren't you?
Yeah.
Laying it on a little thick? What are you talking about? I'm sharing my honest opinions.
I'm not sure exactly whether I believe that or not. Maybe. But again, none of this matters because we didn't fail.
What matters is that almost everyone seems to be on the same page. So whenever you're ready, you can stop dawdling, get to the cabin, and save the world.
Oh, he didn't even say anything about... I guess he didn't need to. Let's talk about the princess.
Just be quick about it.
I will take as much time as I need. You know, we need to talk things through. See what different things get us, you know? She killed me last time. How can I make sure that doesn't happen again? She can bring me to pieces. Don't get me wrong, I hated it, but how can someone like that end the world? I don't think that the way you word that makes it seem like you're kind of I don't know. Yeah, this one's better. To quote you from last time around, she's just a princess. Why was she able to rip me apart with her bare hands? And why were her teeth so sharp?
She is just a princess. Whatever you think happened to you last time, just get it out of your head before you get to the cabin, and you'll be fine.
How does that make any sense? Let me ask him, how can I make sure that doesn't happen again? Sure.
Like I said, if she killed you, it was probably because you didn't listen to me. Don't talk to her, don't trust her, just go in, do your job, and save the world.
I'll think about it. KG, what aren't you telling me?
I've told you everything you need to know. Going into more detail would just overcomplicate an otherwise very simple situation and make your job more difficult. If you want us to stand a chance against her, we need to be armed with information. What is she really capable of? How are we supposed to stop her?
Good questions.
Not to sound like a broken record, but the less you know about her, the better things will go for all of us. I know it sounds like I'm hiding something, but you're just going to have to take me at my word.
You are an idiot.
I don't think either of you really need to press the man on this. He wants us to slay the princess, so why would he have anything to hide? He seems like a nice guy to me.
Nice guys don't advocate murder.
I appreciate the vote of confidence, but you should really stop wasting time chatting amongst yourselves in the woods. So if we could move this along?
Whatever you say, Mr. Bossman.
Great. Now, if you don't mind, the whole world is waiting with bated breath for you to save it from ruin.
Okay.
A warning before you go any further.
Mm-hmm.
She will lie, she will cheat, and she will do everything in her power to stop you from slaying her. Don't believe a word she says.
Alright.
Don't worry, I think we've taken that lesson to heart at this point. You can trust us to get the job done.
Yeah, sure.
The interior of the cabin is a mess of twisted roots. The walls a chaotic weave of knotted wood that, almost as if by accident, just happened to resemble a room. The floor is damp and earthy, and the only furniture of note is a slab of mud in the shape of a shelf, with a pristine blade perched on its edge.
Actually... The music higher than the sound, actually. I don't know how much higher, though. Sure.
The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
I turned down the sound, actually. Yeah. Didn't say anything about the mirror on the wall.
That's because there isn't a mirror. There's the muddy shelf, the blade sitting on the muddy shelf, and the door to the basement. There's nothing else in here.
I don't buy it.
There's definitely a mirror. But he says there isn't one. That's got to count for something, right?
How much does his word count for? I trust my eyes. Why would he lie about a mirror? What's the point?
Come on now. He's pretty much in charge here. When have authority figures ever lied about anything?
All the
If there were a mirror
time.
in this cabin and we were supposed to look at it, he would have told us about it.
I don't like authority.
Exactly. Why would I lie about something so meaningless? What good would a mirror even do? That you waste time preening yourself instead of doing what needs to be done?
I don't know. This whole cabin is different from last time. Like, look at it. It's all a bunch of branches and brambles and mud.
Very different.
Maybe that's because you haven't actually been here. I hope this means you'll finally drop that ridiculous past life nonsense. You haven't died, and you certainly haven't been killed by the princess.
If you say so.
So focus up. A lot's riding on this.
I will look at the mirror.
You walk up to the wall
As
next
always.
to the basement door. It's a wall. There isn't much to see here. This really isn't funny.
I never really took it to be a cruel joke. It's just narrator kind of stupid.
You reach forward and rub your hand against the cabin wall. I hope you know how ridiculous you look right now.
It doesn't sound like he's intentionally playing a joke. It sounds like he actually doesn't see the mirror. That's what I get from his tone of voice.
Well, at least we can all agree now that there's nothing to see here. Case closed. Good work, everyone.
Sure, yeah. Kind of. Let's take the blade.
You take the blade from the shelf. It would be difficult to slay the princess and save the world without a weapon. Well,
Always
if we
nice to
grab
have
a
something.
weapon, we should probably keep it hidden behind our backs. She doesn't have to know we have it.
That is a good plan.
That's not actually a bad idea.
Yeah, see, we're in agreement here.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a staircase dug into the muddy earth below. The ceiling is thick with roots that hang like locks of tangled hair. The weak starlight from the cabin windows behind you can barely penetrate the gloom here, only illuminating the edges of an opening below. It shines in the darkness like some kind of massive maw waiting to swallow you up into the earth.
Okay. I was only half listening. Hold on a second. Okay.
The air smells of dirt and copper. It's thick and wet, as if your lungs are being coated in mud with each intake of breath. If the princess lives here, slaying her would probably be doing her a favor.
I would ask why the air would smell like copper, but now that I think about it, copper is just a metal found in the earth. The ground is very earthy. Could there just be literally copper in the ground here? Probably.
Her voice skitters up from below.
Something nasty finds itself on my stairs. Come on down. Don't be scared. I probably won't bite.
Probably. I don't trust that. I'm not nasty.
But you are. You're a wretched little thing. I recognize that voice as easily as I recognized your nervous little footsteps coming up the path. I know who you are, and I remember what you've done.
You know what? That's probably accurate.
See? She knows us. Is this enough for you to believe what we've been saying? Maybe, but you shouldn't let that cloud your judgment. She's just a princess. As long as you remember that and remain focused, slaying her will be easy.
I mean, it wasn't easy last time. I don't know why it would be any easier this time.
She seems friendly enough. Maybe we can talk our way out of this whole situation.
You know what? Good idea. I would say, why didn't we have this idea last time? But again, that's probably just because I wasn't around.
You can't. Unless you slay her right away, she's going to break free and end the world. There's no reasoning with what she is.
Let's try it first.
Look, I'm just throwing ideas out there. I like to think out loud. I'm the kind of guy who likes a discussion. Don't we want to hear what everyone has to say before making any big decisions?
Yeah. Actually, hold on. Me, voice of the hero, and voice of the opportunist. And if we want to count him, there's the narrator. It's always... It can tie. There's no tiebreaker.
Do you want to hear what everyone has to say? Or do you just want to hear yourself talk?
Could be both.
You need to stop lingering. Your task is to slay the princess, not endlessly debate about what to do with the princess.
I'll debate all I want.
Fine, fine. You're the boss.
No, I'm the boss.
Thank you. You
Hello.
descend the basement steps, entering the dark room below.
You
Okay.
can just make out the shape of the princess in the gloom. She's huddled against the far wall, her eyes bright and glaring from amid the thick roots.
I am a fan.
And there you are, one hand tucked away behind your back, gripping that sharp, sharp blade, no doubt.
That's no fair. How would she know that?
Past life memories, I guess.
So, we've dropped the pretenses.
I don't know, something a little bit like that, maybe?
Good.
She's acting like she already knows you.
I thought we've been
I
over
guess what you
this.
said back in the woods really was true.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty sharp. How'd you figure that one out? Call it deductive reasoning. Well, you seem to be great at it.
You're a suck-up.
So, you really don't remember us, do you?
Hmm.
No, I don't. But you and the princess clearly have a shared reality, even if I'm not a part of it. I won't waste time fighting you on something that's clearly true.
Alrighty then, now that we've settled
You
that.
fought us on it back in the woods.
Mm-hmm.
That was when the only perspectives we had were yours and mine.
I guess that's fair.
I'm just glad we could put all this behind us.
Until the next run.
Is it all behind us?
No. Some of it's behind us. Some of it's to our left. A bit of it's in the front. There's also a bit of it above us. It's kind of all around, I think.
Just focus on the task at hand. I don't care if you've been here before, and I don't care if you think you'll go somewhere else after this. My world is on the line right now, so I'd appreciate it if you would take this seriously and slay her.
How do I put this? I am not a serious guy.
Let's chat her up a bit first. Maybe we can find a middle ground where everyone's happy.
Probably not.
Don't talk to her. You're just going to make things more difficult than they have to be.
I'm just... She's just watching me just stare blankly ahead, like, is he gonna do something?
Well, I seem to remember you having a tongue.
Okay, so she does kind of comment on it. Look, I made a mistake. We all make mistakes, right? I'm sure you've made mistakes.
Ooh, smart. Let's apologize, get us back on the right foot.
Was that an apology? That wasn't necessarily an apology, actually. It's kind of accepting blame, but it's not actually apologizing for what the blame is for. But I can lead up to that, I think.
The only mistake I ever made was thinking you would help me. And I'm not going to make the same mistake twice.
Oh, well, okay, at least we are acknowledging the mistakes have been made.
Well, that leaves us at a stalemate.
But unfortunately, I need you if I'm ever going to leave this place.
Alright. That gives me a bit of a, advantage, I guess, I think. I get the sense you're not happy with me. No, that's stupid. We both died last time. Can't bygones be bygones?
You were the one who stabbed me in the back when I was still in chains. A dirty little thing like you doesn't get to decide when all is fair.
You know what? That's valid. Why do I have the nagging feeling you're going to stab me in the back if I help you out of here?
And why would I do such a thing? Is someone's guilty conscience getting to them?
Maybe a little.
But I wouldn't worry. As much as I may hate you, letting you live is in my best interests. If you get me out of here, the only thing that will be dead and buried is the bad blood between us.
You know what? Alright.
Oh, that nagging feeling you mentioned is me, by the way. I'm actually a little anxious about a potential backstabbing event.
Fair.
She needs us to get out of here. We'll be fine if that's what we decide to do.
Okay.
You won't be fine because destruction is in her nature. If she gets out of here, that's it for the world, remember?
I'm not too sure about that.
Even if that's true, that doesn't automatically mean she's going to stab us in the back. I think that depends on your definition of words like stab and in the back. She might not literally do that, but she could very well symbolically do the same thing.
I was thinking of the symbolically thing, but you know what? Whatever.
See? He gets it. There's nothing wrong with looking out for number one.
And that's me. Let's see, hold on. Let's see. I could just get right to the giving the blade, but I think yeah, I get the sense you're not actually. What was the last thing she said? No, this feels stupid to say, but I'm gonna say it anyway.
Is that a joke? Do you think a joke will charm my trust back? You'll
I
have to
was
try
hoping.
harder than that.
I was kind of hoping, yeah. Alright, don't worry, the blade isn't for you. Or not for killing you. We've got to get you out somehow, right?
Oh, I don't need you to cut me out.
Kinda looks like you do.
The princess grins as the
Or
chains
not.
fall from her wrist. She could have gotten out of those the whole time. That sneaky little... A woman after my own heart, really. She knows how to hold her cards close to her chest.
You know what? That's fair.
This is why she can't just be abandoned here. If left to her own devices, she'll find a way out. Now stop her.
Let's see. You know what? Someone said something about trust and risk at some point. Let's get back some trust by taking a bit of a risk. I don't want to hurt you, but clearly there's some broken trust. Take this as a gesture of my goodwill.
You can't be serious.
Yeah, no, I'm not. No, I don't. I mean, I'm serious about this, but I'm not serious in general.
Now, hold on. We should put this to a vote. The blade is one of our most valuable assets. We can't just give it to her. What if she uses it to kill us? I vote no.
No, you see, here's the thing about that. By her own words, she needs us to get out of there. But apparently not to get rid of the chain. Therefore, the most valuable asset is not the blade. The most valuable asset we have is us.
As do I.
You don't count.
I, abstain?
Yeah,
You
sure.
abstain. She's going to kill us if we give it to her.
Potentially. I don't think so. This isn't a democracy. I'm in charge. I'm the leader. I'm giving her the blade.
You're going to get everyone killed. You know that, right? But of course you do.
I guess.
You toss the blade at the princess's feet.
Alright.
She eyes it with suspicion before kneeling down to pick it up.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't have done that. Why did you?
I'm gonna be honest, I didn't really think that hard about it.
She creeps forward, taking one cautious step at a time until you and she are face to face.
Alright.
What do you think happens now?
I think we walk out. That's up to you. It's why I gave you the blade. I chose last time. I do get it now. So now it's your time to choose. That's a good one. We're both scared and we're both hurting. If one of us doesn't make a change, we'll probably kill each other forever. Do you want that? I don't. We can be better than this. That is also a good one. I can imagine if I was in this, if I'm legitimately in this situation, I'd be shaking a little. I'd be a little nervous, but be willing to make the. Yeah, no, this sounds fair. You're beautiful, and I want to actually save you, and this feels like the only way to do it. I mean, that first part's not wrong. I'm gonna say that at least. But that makes it sound like that's the only reason we're saving her, and that feels shallow. And don't get me wrong, I am kind of shallow. But I don't know, it doesn't feel right to say. If you're like someone I know, you're probably going to kill me. I don't want to, like, resign myself to thinking like that. So if I'm gonna pick one of these, it's one of these two. And I think this one just... I don't know, this one's good too, but this one feels more right. Uh, It's definitely a risk. I'm putting a lot of faith into this, but yeah, I think it's worth a shot, right?
Her shoulders tense and her eyes dart away.
Hmm. That sounds good.
This is another trick. You're trying to sow doubt, but it's not going to work on me.
Um, what would be the end goal? I'm not sure what I would gain from trying to sow doubt like this.
And then
Oh,
she buries the blade in your heart.
oh, that's unfortunate.
What? No. No, come on, that's not right.
Hmm.
I told you this is what she was going to do.
You know what? That's fair.
Glee dances across her face as you fall to the ground.
This is a nice angle, at least.
I did it. I got you. You...
You need to shave.
The princess seems to tremble, her smile fading quickly, replaced with concern. Her nervous eyes brim with tears.
Like, fur is all well and good, but this looks more like it's just regular hair. It's like, I can be a furry, but I have standards.
Why? Why did you let me do this?
You know, like, fur, good. Body hair, not so much. Don't question it.
But you don't have the strength to respond, nor do you have the time.
As for why, I kind of was hoping you wouldn't. That's why I did it.
Everything goes dark, and you die.
Chapter 3, The Thorn. Past life gambit. And your power to a suspicious character.
You're on a path in the woods. I told you not to give
Oh,
her the blade. I told you it would come around to bite us.
I skipped. Okay. I can't believe she actually stabbed us. What was it? Oh no, he sounded a little bit different. He had a bit of a different inflection. Hold on. I can't believe she actually stabbed us. I told you not to give her the blade. I told you it would come around to bite us. I voted against it. Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah, we know. You already got your I told you so's in while we were bleeding out.
Hmm.
I just wanted to make sure that everyone here knows that I was and am on the right side of that argument.
Sort of, I guess. I don't know.
Oh, you're far from being on the right side of anything. You're fixated on the past, whereas what you should be is fixated on the future.
We got smitten back, which is might not seem like the greatest, given what we saw last time, but you know what? Let's see how this plays out. Opportunist is a little bit different than last time, although that's mostly because I'm here, and I was there last time with Smitten. But he wasn't for half that time, so let's see how this goes.
Ho ho! A visionary. I like it. Tell me more.
Okay?
Gladly, my dear fellow, by cruelly turning on the princess in her moment of vulnerability, we made ourselves an enemy. But by mastering our fear and insecurity and handing over our power, we've begun a journey to something so much deeper.
That is quite a way to put it.
I like journeys. Travelling is a bit of a passion of mine. It makes me so relatable. Now, where are we off to?
Hopefully greener pastures. Well, there's not a lot of color in this game at all, but I imagine... I don't know. There's not a lot of leaves on these trees, so there's that.
Well, if we're lucky, it's a journey to love.
I like this kind of journey.
She hates us.
I mean, sort of. Mostly. But it didn't seem like she was quite celebrating.
Does she? She hesitated before stabbing us to death.
That too.
Maybe she won't be as keen to betray us this time. We've already proven to her that we can change. So maybe she'll realise that things don't have to end in violence.
Yeah, maybe.
You know, maybe you're right. In which case, I suppose the only thing to do is to get back to the cabin and give it another try.
Yeah, let's go for it.
Give what another try exactly? You are aware I've been listening to you, right?
You don't matter.
It makes no difference if we conspire in the shadows or bear our intentions with open hearts. We are breaking your cruel cycle and whisking her away to freedom.
It's got a bit of a roll of his R's.
Oh, are you now?
Yes.
Great, so you've obviously been here before, since you apparently died at least once. Twice, actually. Sure. Twice. Then I'll spare you the little introduction I had planned. You already know about the princess, and clearly you already know that she's dangerous. So don't muck this up. It's bad enough that this isn't your first time through.
I guess. This place is different. It keeps changing.
Wonderful. If the woods themselves are changing, then that's all the more reason for you to take this seriously. It would mean your grip on things is slipping, which, in turn, likely means her influence is spreading.
Care to elaborate on that?
Someone's in the know.
Yeah.
I've already said too much. The more information you have, the more difficult your task will be. Don't listen to her, definitely don't free her, and if you can, don't even think about her.
I'm not sure how I can do anything regarding her if I don't think about her. Like, can you... Well, I guess some people... I don't know, can you eat without thinking about eating?
You don't have to worry about me. My head's always empty. Except for thoughts of her.
You know, that's fair. We're even now. I'm sure she understands that. But we can see what she has to say for herself when we get to the cabin.
Yes, good. Playing both sides. That's what smart people do, and you're the smartest in the room.
Why, thank you.
I'm not sure it counts as playing both sides if people can hear you doing it.
I mean... That's a good point, actually. Well, I mean, I guess it's still playing both sides. You're just not as good at it.
Buddy, you're thinking in far too few dimensions. There's layers to doing this right, and I'm pretty sure the one making the choices gets that. Trust in the plan.
Yeah. I totally get that there's layers.
Trust in what plan?
I'll tell you that when I think of it.
The Decider's plan. Sure, we don't know what the plan is yet, but that's part of the whole trusting thing, isn't it? A good leader knows how and when to keep things secret, and sometimes a good leader even knows to keep things secret from himself.
Yep. That's why I don't think about plans. I just do things, and eventually what happens will have been in the plans all along.
There isn't a plan, and that's the whole point. We're supposed to be guided by emotion. We're supposed to passionately live in the moment, and I'm sure that when the time comes, those passions will tell us to set our darling princess free.
Like I said, I just do things, and what happens will have been part of the plan the whole time, maybe.
If I were you, I'd remember what she's done. You know how dangerous she is. And you should know that someone like her shouldn't be let loose upon the world.
I mean, she's not that dangerous. You sure seem to be taking the whole looping thing in stride.
What do you want me to say? It's bad that you've been here before. It's bad for you, it's bad for me, and it's especially bad for the world. The more times you run through this, the more likely it is that you'll fail. You've already failed twice.
So, it's not gonna work. Or at least what you want is not gonna work. Well, I'm fine with that.
So you knew this could happen? Theoretically, sure, I knew this could happen, but I was supposed to be the first. I'd really rather not get into it.
No, let's get into it.
I don't care about where we came from, and I don't care to discuss the theory of anything. I yearn only to bring her freedom. I'm here to feel, not to think.
I can live with that.
Then we can all move on, and forget what I said about failure.
Forget about what?
It's important that you believe in yourself, and the fact you're here probably means that you still have a chance to pull this off and save the world. My world, at least. It sounds like you've probably doomed a couple of others already.
But are they really doomed, though?
I need to stop talking. Think happy thoughts.
Kitty Princess's happy thoughts. No matter what happens next, it seems like all our answers are in the cabin. Let's see this through.
It isn't long before you find yourself at the base of the cabin. I think it's clear where everyone stands at this point.
Sort of? I really think it's only clear how 3 people stand. You, the hero, and the smitten.
I don't know if I'd say everyone.
I'm not too sure about Opportunist yet.
You talking about me? I have a position. It's a good one, too. Ignore him, he's just talking for talking's sake. My position is the only one that matters. You know what you have to do.
Is that implying that my position doesn't matter? Because I don't much care for that implication.
The interior of the cabin is hardly an interior at all anymore. The burned-out ruins merely suggest the shape of the structure that once stood here, charred wood still reeking of ash. But beneath it lies the fresh smell of spring growth after rain, the promise of new life in the wreckage of the old.
Okay, so the cabin is, you know what, we only saw it from the front, right? Maybe just, I don't know. Cabin looks a little weird.
The only furniture of note is the crisp shell of what was once a table. A pristine... Wait, this isn't right. There's supposed to be a pristine blade. Why isn't there a pristine blade?
Has that happened before? I think it has happened. Yeah, it has happened before.
We gave it to her last time. She can't still have it, can she?
Maybe.
Well, it's not here. And if she has it...
Then we just have to go down there and see for ourselves.
Let me guess. You want to get all chummy with her.
I can live with that.
Look, as far as I see it, if it's between him and her, I say we side with the one who has the weapon. It's just the smart thing to do.
I guess so. It's not quite my sentiment, but
I
oh
wouldn't
well.
be so hasty. I'm sure the blade will turn up somewhere. She can't have it. That's not how this is supposed to work.
Who cares how it's supposed to work? Let's talk about how it is working.
If she does have it, that's all the more reason to put our faith in her. We've already shown her our heart. Now she has to show us hers.
Alright then.
Unless her heart tells her to stab us, which doesn't seem unlikely, so yes, I agree. Let's make sure we get on her good side.
I can live with that decision. How do we even get down there, though? The only thing I see is that mirror.
You're right, the mirror is back. There isn't anywhere for us to go.
I mean, I guess there's a bit of space around the mirror. I could just walk behind it.
There isn't a mirror.
Yeah, yes, there is.
I still don't get his angle
I
here.
think he just actually doesn't see the mirror.
Either way, I say we take a look. It feels like it's been forever since we've actually seen ourselves. For all we know, our feathers are all out of place, and that's why we haven't yet won her heart. We must put our best face forward.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, we can't go around looking disheveled. A real go-getter takes care of his appearance.
Alright.
So, is the door to the basement behind the mirror?
Okay, good question, actually.
I promise you there isn't a mirror, and there isn't a door to the basement. The entrance is more of a burned-out frame than anything else, and it's right there on the far side of the room. Do you really not see it?
We see a mirror. And we shall approach the mirror.
You step forward and approach the scorched entryway leading to the basement, hesitating before you begin the descent.
You
know what you have to do. Wipe away the grit from the mirror, and behold our handsome features.
I'm not sure how dirty it looks. I think it's looked dirtier before. Yeah, I think it's looked dirtier before. It's also looked cleaner before too, though.
You reach forward and wave your hand through the hollow
and now it's
entrance
gone.
leading to the basement. You really thought there was a mirror there, didn't you? That
Yes.
can't be good. As if things weren't unpredictable enough.
Yeah, unpredictable. Things being predictable
Alas,
is,
our
I don't
fine
know.
features remain unseen. We'll just have to trust that she'll find us beautiful as we are.
Yeah.
Well, seems like the only way to go is forward, isn't it?
She did call us nasty last time, though, but that's probably because we kind of, stabbed her.
Yes, that's where everything tends to be. Let's just put on a good face and have our wits about us.
Alright. Let's go.
You step through the frame of scorched wood and make your way into the darkness below. The stairs to the basement are covered in a fine layer of gritty ash. The air still feels warm, as if the fires that ruined this place had only recently been extinguished. Yet fresh shoots of thorny branches are already weaving themselves through the soot-covered earth of the walls around you.
Thorns are not pleasant.
Their spines point courteously down towards the basement, so you're able to brush past their jagged points with ease,
Convenient.
at least on the way down. But you don't need to think about the way back up just yet. That's a matter for after the world's been saved.
That's rather inconvenient.
These thorns are an expression of her pain. I know it. She's calling out for help.
I'm not sure I would say that exactly.
Her voice, worn down by pain and suspicion, hobbles up the stairs.
I can't get away from you, can I? We kill each other and you come back. You let me kill you and you come back.
Well, she sounds less than enthused.
I don't know why you let me do that. I don't know what you want from me.
She sounds confused. I don't know what I want. I never really chose to come here.
I think you know how this goes. I'm down here and I can't leave. So, come down and talk. It's not like I can stop you.
That doesn't sound nice. Let's see what
You continue
this
down the
is.
basement stairs, brushing
Yes.
past the smooth edges of thorns that grow more and more plentiful as you make your way forward.
That doesn't sound good for our future.
You step out into what was once a vast open cavern, now overrun by
Oh.
briars and prickles and thistles, the space thick with hostile vegetation. At the heart of it all, encased in a tight weave of vines, is the princess, her bloody, trembling hands clutching a pristine blade.
I feel bad for her now.
Did you know this was going to happen to me? Are you here
No.
to watch me suffer? Are you here
No.
to laugh?
No. Looks cute, but a little damaged. Let's see. Oh, yeah. Let's see. Make sure to play. Blah, blah, blah. I'm not here to laugh. I'm here to free you. If you'll let me.
I want to trust you.
That's good.
Her grip tightens on the blade.
That's less good.
But you're hiding something, aren't you? Why would you help me if you weren't helping yourself?
Maybe this is helping me. There's not a lot of explore choices. You're not the only one who yearns for freedom. I'm as trapped as you. I don't know. I don't know if I'd say I'm actually as trapped as she is, but or at least maybe I'm just as trapped, but in different ways. She's trapped physically. I'm trapped in, I'm trapped by the narrative, but then she kind of is too as well. I don't know. I think we need to leave together.
The princess clutches the blade closer to her chest.
No.
That sounds nice. I'm so tired of the bad blood between us. But it's hard to let it go. You've hurt me.
Yeah, I have.
Her eyes dart away from yours for a brief moment.
And I've also hurt you.
Yeah, you have, actually. Although the first time was my fault. The second time was less my fault, but I guess it was still fallout from the first time. I think, maybe. Is there nothing I can say to change your mind?
I don't know. What can either of us really say at this point? How can we trust something as hollow as words?
Alright, I guess when words fail, it is time
She's
for
right,
action.
there's nothing left to say. So let's get a move on and do something before she comes up with a scheme to get out of here on her own.
I don't like your sentiment, but your words are fine.
We don't need words to send a message. It is through action that we can show her our adoration, our devotion, our kindness.
Sure. Then maybe it's past time for either of us to say anything. All that counts is action.
You reach towards her bloodied hands, laying your palm on her trembling fingers. For a moment, she clutches it even tighter, her knuckles going white with the effort.
And a bit more red from blood.
But then the tension fades. Her grip finally loosens and she allows you to take the weapon.
We've done it, lads.
You carefully pull it free from the thorns, though they scrape at your skin, leaving red trickles of fresh blood all along your arms.
That's unpleasant, but you know what? It's worth it.
She trusts us. Doesn't that set your heart aflutter?
Kind of.
Yeah, a little. It could just be nerves. Being this close to her does bring back unpleasant memories, but I don't know, it doesn't feel bad. It feels good. Like we're special to her.
I could not have said it better myself, actually.
We are special to have gained an ounce of trust from a maiden so guarded. Now all that remains is to free her from her bindings.
Alright, sounds like a plan.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's show her how much both of us have changed.
Alright,
Or,
we're getting to the end here.
hear me out. We slay her. Right here, right now. She's never been so helpless, and if we don't take advantage of that, we may never get another chance.
Okay, you see. I hear you. It's nice to keep the option in mind. Or rather, my intrusive thoughts will keep the option in mind. That is always a possibility. I have a lot of intrusive thoughts, actually. But I'm gonna have to say no.
That sounds like a splendid idea. You should listen to him.
I'm gonna not.
I see that the lines have been drawn.
It seems like it.
It's 2 against 1.
I'd say it's 3 against 1, actually. Well, I guess I haven't made my choice yet, but it's gonna be 3 against 1.
It's 2 against 2.
No, it's not.
You don't count.
Yeah.
And why shouldn't he count?
Because he's not a voice.
Because he's clearly not one of us.
Yeah.
That doesn't matter. He's been with us the whole time. He should get a say.
It's a bit more complicated than that, I think.
So, did you mean it? Or was I a fool to hand my life to you?
I meant every word. Cut her free.
Yes, what a good idea. Let's cut her free.
Opportunist. You are... I don't have a word for you. I can't think of a word for you.
Oh, so you're suddenly team free her? You can't just switch sides as soon as we make a decision.
Such a wishy-washy one.
I can do whatever I want, and I believe with my whole heart that this is the right course of action. Let's free this princess.
Sure, why not?
Everyone deserves a chance at redemption. Let him join us and be merry. We are all united by our passion.
Yeah, let's go with that.
That's right. What he said. We've already given him a chance at redemption.
Yeah, we did.
And who says I don't deserve another? I really mean it this time. I'm big enough to admit when I'm wrong. So I want to help you all free her.
I'm gonna have to keep you at arm's length.
And I have no problem with that. Welcome to the team. You're one of us now. One of the good guys.
Actually, no, I don't think I will keep Opportunist at arm's length because that implies that he has the hands, and I don't trust him holding the blade.
You take the blade to the thorny vines imprisoning the princess, and she flinches, relaxing only slightly as the blade slices into the thick vegetation rather than her arm.
Talk about that. I'm sure there's something I could have done in the Princess and the Dragon chapter. I'm sure I could have I don't know. I could have said something differently. I don't know. Also, in the cage, I could have done the cage differently. I mean, I guess they don't really need to do much different in the Princess and the Dragon, but I feel like there was a way to stop to not get stabbed, is what I'm saying.
And she flinches again as the last of the vines is cut away, as if, after all of that, she's still expecting you to turn on her and stab her in the heart. But you're not going to do that, are you? Still, all it would take is a single slip of the blade.
You shut up.
Such a pathetic attempt at distraction and subterfuge. Our blade is a dashing sword, and every dashing sword is an extension of its hero. It won't slip.
Smitten is he's putting the work in right now.
You're right. He can't even make it slip, can he? He's a bit of a nobody. Good thing I've been on your side of all this since the beginning.
Opportunist, if you weren't me, I would punch you.
The princess falls into your arms, tears streaking down her cheeks. I can't believe you're making me describe this. I hate you.
Our job feels incomplete. I mean, there's a thorn here, thorn here, thorn here, there's thorns here, and thorns here. I feel like we should be... And like she's even still bleeding from these two.
You actually meant it. You rescued me.
Also, I think I don't remember if I mentioned this at the previously, but like all the chapters are describing the princess. So you'd think that you could use I mean, you probably still could use a chapter's name as a name for the princess, except for Spectre Chapter 3. But in the narration, it's... Hold on.
Do you see the way she's looking at us? Kiss her. Kiss her now before the moment ends.
Hold on, hold that thought. In the narration, it still remains princess. But... Actually, what did she say? I mean, yeah. Let's go for it.
Can we actually do that?
Yes, I say we can, so we can.
No, you can't. Absolutely not.
Yeah, I'm doing it anyway.
You know as well as I do that we can.
And we wouldn't want to throw away a chance for a special moment, now would we?
Yeah, we're taking the opportunity that has been presented to us.
If I were only capable of throwing myself off a bridge.
Could you?
Well, are you going to describe our steamy, romantic kiss?
You lean in and you kiss her.
You could do better than that.
And she reciprocates enthusiastically. You kiss. It's done. Are you happy now?
I'm gonna need a couple more lines, maybe a paragraph or two.
Come on now, this is the big moment. You can do better than that.
Yeah, that's my thoughts exactly.
Ugh, fine.
You and the princess lock eyes and stare deep into each other's souls with all the roaring emotion that comes from letting what once was hatred turn into pure, unbridled passion.
Okay, you can say it a bit slower.
Are you making fun of us?
Maybe.
And then each of you close your eyes and kiss Words can describe neither the nuclear fire nor the oceanic depth of your connection.
Yes, there we go. That's more like it.
Please. I think he actually likes romance.
I don't know.
If history itself were not about to end, historians would document this moment for the rest of time. Musicians would write era-defining ballads, and great artists would expend entire lifetimes trying to merely capture the spark you hold right now.
I will capture this spark.
He's making fun of us.
Maybe, but you know what? He's doing it. It's working for me.
It doesn't matter either way because this is good stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I'm aware of my skills.
Humility, thy name is not the narrator.
But unfortunately for you, the moment doesn't last forever.
True love's
You
kiss.
open your eyes, the princess
Kisser.
smiles gently up at you. Time for you to damn the whole world to oblivion, I suppose.
Worth it.
That was nice.
I wish she kept like some of the traits from when she was the witch, though. Like get rid of the thorns, get her tail back. I don't know.
Her hand slips into yours, and the two of you rush to the basement stairs.
Let's get out of here, shall we?
Shameful, really, that the same thorns that so graciously allowed you downstairs are now blocking your only way out.
There's more than before. That's not fair.
Please, after all the trials we've been through, do you really think a few measly thorns can stop us? Love is an even more powerful weapon than our blade.
I guess so.
We cut through those other vines just fine. They're only thorns. I'm not afraid of getting a few scrapes.
That is fair.
I'm not even sure we need to do any cutting. We can just move them out of the way. What a pathetic showing, really.
I don't want to touch them.
A few pointy sticks can't keep us down here. We're both meant for so much more than this.
That we are. I'm gonna cut them. I'm not stepping into them. I'm gonna cut them.
As you swing your blade into the thorns covering the basement stairs, they yield. Both you and the princess ascend the stairs without...
Yeah, see the,
This is unacceptable. The second you step out of this cabin with her, the world ends. Do you hear me? What did the world
the
ever
front
do
of the
to you
cabin.
to deserve this?
The front of the cabin is mostly intact, I guess. Although, I think you can also see the roof of the cabin from the outside, and it is definitely not intact. You might see the left wall, or the right wall, and I think those are both gone. So I don't know what to make of that.
Your nightmare is our dream. Whatever world would condemn star-crossed lovers like us to a cycle of violence and despair isn't a world worth saving.
I mean, we kind of still need the world to live out the rest of life, but the rest of your sentiment is nice, at least.
We'll weave something new together. Something better.
Like the rest of the world?
You and the princess hesitate at the cabin door. This is your last chance.
Why? I mean, I guess the door is still the simplest way to go about it. But like, we could just step out the side of the cabin. That's an option.
We've already made our decision.
Yeah, that we have.
We're finally leaving here together, aren't we? And all we had to do was trust each other. It wasn't easy, but I'm glad we finally could.
Yeah. It's nice. Now we step into our freedom.
Hands clasped, the two of you open the door and step out into a new day, you irredeemable murderers.
Worth it.
What do we do now?
Whatever we want.
Where's everything going?
Or not.
Why is it so cold?
Come back! You do not get the chance to respond. Nor will you ever. It's time to leave. Memory returns.
She's gone. Where did she go? Should we try and find her?
She's forward.
And there's that mirror again. Why is it here? Why now?
Um, that is a good question. It's going to be okay. Just trust me. We've been here before. And you always get scared.
But it feels so bad. Like looking into it right now is going to be the end of everything. Yes, I fear that we won't like what we'll see. What if we just sit here and preen for a while? That can't hurt, right?
I mean, for a while, sure, I guess. But eventually we're gonna have to step forward.
If they think it's bad, I'm with them.
That is a fair assessment, I guess. I'll see you on the other. Not. I don't know. But I guess I will. I mean, Opportunist and Smitten, I've seen twice now, both of them. So, but they don't remember. They never remember. But still, I did see them twice. So, yeah, I'll see them on the other side. It's gonna be alright.
Okay. If you say so. We'll trust you.
Yeah.
She'll be there waiting for us. I just know it.
You're not wrong.
Finally, we're going places.
Yeah. Approach the mirror. You approach the mirror. Silence as you reach forward. They're gone once again. The mirror always makes them leave. But you need to see what's in it. The remains. You've unraveled. That's not nice. That's not pleasant. You find yourself in the long quiet once again. Proceed to the cabin. You are at the cabin. I approach.
There's a world beyond the endless walls of the long quiet. We're supposed to be there.
I'd like to be there.
Do you know what we'll find out there?
Chocolate. Is that a rhetorical question? Do you know? Do you want to tell me?
Rhetorical. I am not rhetorical. I have only known these spaces, and I have known flickers of the lives you've brought me, short and violent and full of passion. But all of those flickers end where the long quiet begins. I'm asking you because I cannot know your mind. Do you know what we'll find out there?
There's trees and stars. And there are people, I think. At least there are supposed to be people. Wait, what was the original question? I mean, there's gotta be people. The narrator talks about people.
There is a warmth and sadness in me at the thought of people. Fresh tears on a winter's day. They are not like us. They do not last.
So we last longer than people? Do you think that anything out there is real? Or do you think anything is real out there? Do you think that we're real?
We are real. Nothing is an idea that dwells in the absence of something. But nothing cannot exist on its own. And because of that, nothing can't exist.
I guess so. Do you have thoughts on this vessel?
This one yearns for connection she feels she doesn't deserve. Even when shown compassion, she hid herself away. She will make for a cautious heart.
I guess so.
Do not mourn her. She isn't alone anymore.
Alright. Do you know what's going to happen when you awaken?
If I did, I would already be awake.
Would you? Hmm. When you send me back, I'm not alone. There are voices that speak to me. Some of them are me, but one of them is something else. I call him the narrator, and he wants me to kill you. Do you have a narrator? Have the vessels had one? I feel like I asked this already, but let's ask it again.
No, their thoughts are quiet. Do you think your narrator lives in the spaces beyond?
He is somewhere beyond, I think. He does. I don't know why, but I know this for a fact. He does. I don't know what I'm going to do when I find him. He does. And when I find him, you and I are finally going to have answers. He does. And when I find him, I'm going to kill him. Hmm. He does, but you're going to keep that to yourself. I don't know what I'm going to do when I find him.
There's no need for you to know what you are going to do before you do it. If you find him, remember that I'll be waiting for you on the other side.
Alright. Ooh, what was that sound? It was a sound in meat space. I heard something in meat space. I don't know, I probably dropped a paper or something. She'll be waiting for me on the other side. Huh. Okay, real talk here. I've seen people play this game. I've never seen this dialogue, so I guess no one's ever chosen that option. Which is cool. I'm breaking new ground, I guess. How many more vessels do I need to bring you?
One, whatever you bring me next will be enough, and then gravity will pull the others back to me. I will be singular, a final multitude.
The gravity will pull the others back, so kind of it kind of defeats the purpose of choosing five specific vessels, but you know what? It's like they say sometimes. It's not always the destination that's important, but the journey. If this is the last time, is there anything you would like me to bring you? If this is the last stage before your completion, then I'm not. If this is the last time, is there anything you would like me to bring you?
These gifts are a conversation, and each one shows me the contours of your heart. The only thing I want to see is what you choose for me when the thread is fully drawn.
Hmm, that's fair. I'm ready to go back.
The next time I see you, each of us will finally know what we are.
Hmm,
I will be here, waiting for you.
thank you. Everything goes dark, and you die. Cautious heart, bring the thorn to her, the hero and the princess.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of
And now I save here. Looks like 315. Yeah, 315. Alright. And with that, that'll be the end of this part, because all these parts have been an hour. All these parts have been at least like an hour and 20 minutes, but that's fine. It's longer than what I usually do, but for this game, I think that's how it gotta go. So that'll be it for now. We'll tune in next time, and we will collect the final vessel. Ta-ta for now.